the coat series, which is also the last series of this year. Plus, this is also the last sewing plans for 2022. So if that's some content that you would like to see, keep on watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video we are going to talk about those 4 coats that I plan on doing for the month of December, as well as show you the fabrics and the patterns this time of the coats that I have chosen to do for December 2022. Now, this is the last sewing plans that you will see from me for this year for 2022. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hello, ciao, guten tag, aloha, hola, konnichiwa, wagwan, bonjour. If you're returning, you know what to do. Go get you something to drink and a quick snack so we could go ahead and get right on into this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video. Alright, so you guys know this is the last series that I will be doing this year, 2022. And why not close this series out and this year out with a coat series, because it is cold here now, okay? So what I am doing is I'm going to choose 4 types of jackets or coats, and I'm going to sew 4 this year. And the reason why is simply because I do have lots of jackets and coats, but of course I wanted to sew some of the newer patterns and one of the older patterns. So in this video, I am going to talk and tell you exactly which patterns I will be doing this month. Unlike what I did for the pants series, there's 2 more pants that I will be posting pretty soon for the pants series, but this is the coat series and I plan on doing 4 because that's all that my time will allow for the month of December. All right, so number 1, the first coat that jacket that I will be sewing is an unlined jacket. So an unlined jacket is basically a jacket that does not have a lining. Now, if you remember back in, I believe it was September, I did show Simplicity 1421, which I said I'm going to do a sew along for it. It's still slotted on my schedule to do that. So that would be the first unlined jacket that I will be doing. I am doing another unlined jacket, which I know many of you guys have hit me up and asked me about New Look 6035, which I plan on doing, re-recording that sew along again, because the first sew along, the camera was of bad quality, okay? It was a GoPro, and it was an older GoPro that I used, so it was bad quality, so I refilmed it. When I refilmed it, I did not notice that the music was so loud to where you could barely understand. Well, I won't say you barely understand, but you could barely hear me while I'm showing the very detailed video for that. So I will be filming it and it will not have any music during the time that I'm talking. Okay, so that is New Look 6035. Now, I know that today is the last day. Speaking of sale, today is the last day. I believe today is the last day for the Simplicity Berta for $5.99 and New Look for $2.99 on the Simplicity website. I posted it on Thanksgiving Day, but I will go ahead and post it again right here. And also, I will post it again in my feed on Instagram and again in my stories on Instagram. All right. Another thing that I will say is I believe you could still get New Look 6035 in the pattern drawer at Joann's. Now, Simplicity 1421, you cannot. So you will have to go over to Simplicity website to see if that's still available, or eBay, Etsy, or Amazon. All right, so those are the 2 unlined jackets that I plan on doing. I will show you the fabric when we get over to the December sewing plans. Awesome. Now, the next jacket will be a lined jacket. Now, for this jacket, all I plan on doing is taking an unlined jacket, create a lining, and then sew it up. Now, if you remember when I did the tailored blazer, which we're not gonna have a full story about what happened to it, but I know many of you noticed that I never posted, because the short form of that is because I took it to the cleaners and the cleaners lost it, okay? That was Simplicity 8844, the tailored blazer. I am planning on doing that jacket again in the new year, and I will be doing two versions. One version will be where it's not lined, and the second version will be, again, the lining version, because many of you kind of got tripped up on the collar area. So I want to redo that so you could see in full details. And I think where the trip up is because I was telling you how to do it without the lining, and then I showed it with the lining. So many of you could get tripped up because I'm not fully showing you how to do the unlined version. So I'm gonna do two versions of that, the unlined and the lined version, so you can see that in full details as well. That's why you have not seen it on my feet. That's why you have not seen me in the jacket since I made it, all right? But that's Simplicity 8844. That's not the pattern that I will be doing for the line jacket. The line jacket pattern that I will be doing is Simplicity 1283, which is the Mimi G pattern that's been on my list for, oops, how long? All right, you get my drift, okay? So that's the line jacket that I plan on doing. The third jacket or coat that I plan on doing is a wrap jacket. And basically a wrap jacket, you wrap it around your body, okay? So for that jacket, I do plan on doing the new look pattern. I can't think of the number at the time. I'm not gonna even tell the number because I don't wanna be incorrect. I'm just gonna put it up on the screen so you could see exactly what pattern I'm talking about. It is very, very new. I think it's like a new look fall pattern. It's a wrap coat. I plan on doing that pattern for that, and I'll show you the fabric I plan on using as well. And the last coat that I plan on doing is a winter coat. So this pattern is super, super old. So this has been on my list forever and a day. And the pattern that I plan on using is Simplicity 1016, which is a Mimi G pattern. It's super old. So I've been wanting to do that, but I know the first thing is, Rochelle, you don't stay in a climate where it's super duper cold. When I did stay in a climate where it was super duper cold, I was so afraid of doing coats at this time. So I picked it up, you know, in hopes to do it at a later time. So I cannot stress how many coat patterns I have, and I'm like, I can't really do them because of my climate being here in Florida. However, I am not gonna let that deter me, okay? So if you stay in a warmer climate like I do and you wanna do a coat, guess what? Do it. You might wear it at some point in time, okay? So I just want to put that out there that I am going to be doing that winter coat with that pattern. Now I do want to back up one to the line jacket. Now I know 1283 is a Mimi G pattern. So for the pants series, I did a lot of Mimi G patterns, okay? So I might switch that pattern out. If I do, I'll let you know when that time comes, all right? Well, that's it for, you know, this little sit down. Let's go over to the sewing table so I can show you the fabrics and the patterns, which I put them up on the screen, but I'm going to show you on the table of the patterns that I plan on using. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the coat series and the plans for December 2022. So I'm just going to show you all the fabrics and the patterns of everything I plan on sewing this month in December. So here, they're not in any order, so I'm just going to show you them like I normally do, all right? So this will be one of the ones that I plan. I'm gonna open it up so you could see this. So you've seen this last month in the month of November when I did the Veterans Day look. And this one, I love this fabric. Now, of course, like I'm going to do, I already mentioned, I am going to color block. So I have it in my head how I want to color block this, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I do have some more of this fabric, which I'm going to show you here in a second, but I have the rest of this one to use for what I'm going to create, which I'll show you the fabric for that here shortly. But let me show you just this fabric alone. So this is the fabric alone. So I have this one, but then I also have like 12 yards of this right here, which is like extra of this. So it's a lot of fabric. So for this one, what I plan on doing is doing Mimi G's, I guess you could call it a duster. I plan on doing this and color blocking. How I'm gonna color block it, I have not determined that yet. Once I start sizing up the pattern, because there is a little bit of sizing up that I've seen that I may have to do in the bust area and the hip area. Once I start doing that, I will be printing out the line art and kind of drawing it out how I want it to look. So this should be coming up hopefully the first week in December, so you guys can see that. So this is one of the things I want to do in the month of December. So the next thing is, now this is the first jacket for the coat series, and now I have some of this left from a dress that I did as a watch me sew, which I will put in the link below and on the end screen. But that pattern was McCall's 8035, which was the Bryn McCall's. It's like a wrap dress. So I used some of that for this and just kind of held on to the rest of this. Now I do have this, but I also have a little bit of this left as well. So I have quite a bit. Now this fabric was picked up from Waxprintandmore, which I will put a link to it on the screen. This is no longer in stock, but I will put her shop up on the screen and in the description box below. But I have a total of 6 yards of this fabric together, and then not 6 yards, I'm sorry, about 5 yards, because I did use 1 yard of this one, and then I have these two. So I have this one right here, which is gorgeous. I love it. And then I have a little bit of this. Now both of these are 3 yards, so I did kind of pick these two up together like this, and then these two together like this to create a collection. But this is going to be used for this pattern right here, which I talked about doing a sew along for. This is New Look 6035. So I plan on doing the new sew along for that. And then I'm going to throw in a pair of pants for this, and I will probably use my TNT pattern, Simplicity 1165, in order to do the pants. Now, I plan on using this fabric to do the pants, but I also plan on either, depending on how much fabric I have, I plan on using this fabric for the blazer. But if I do not have enough for that blazer, I will probably use either this one or this one for that blazer. We'll see how much I have, okay? So moving on to the next thing. So you guys already seen this fabric right here. You only see in a little bit because I already cut this out. I cut this out back in September, and I just haven't sewn it yet. So this is like a second unlined jacket, and the pattern that I am using for this is Simplicity 1421, and I am also doing a skirt pattern, and that pattern is Simplicity 9335. So I'm doing this together because I already cut this out for the summertime and never got around to doing it because, of course, hurricane came not once but twice and threw my plans off. So I'm going to use this fabric to do both of these. Now, I picked this fabric up from Houseofmamiwata. I'll put up on the screen and in the description box below. If it is still available, I will link to it in the description box below. So make sure you check out the description box for all the links to fabric, patterns, and basically what I'm using for everything. There's a lot of information in the description boxes as well, all right? But this is Simplicity 1421 and Simplicity 9335. So the next one would be another coat. Now this one I am using for the wrap coat. So let me open it up just a little bit more so you can see this. Now this is a cozy flannel. So the next fabrics that I will be using is a flannel fabric for my coat. Now the pattern that I plan on using is a new look pattern, and it's 6742. So it is an easy to sew pattern. I plan on doing possibly view B in this nice blue. Now, like I said, it's a cozy flannel fabric, and the fabric name I'm going to put up on the screen and in the description box below. It's called Sky Diver. So I picked up, I want to say like 5 yards of this, but I will make sure to put it up on the screen how much yardage I picked up. All right, but this is 6742, and this is, you know, one of the coats. This would be the wrap coat. So for the next one, this will be part of course, the coat series. And this one right here, I'm just going to open it up a little bit so you can see it. It is a nice, gorgeous pink. And this will be used for the line jacket. Now, the pattern that I plan on using, and this may change, is Simplicity 9283. I kind of tore it off a little bit, but 9283 by Mimi G. I'm going to create a lining for this coat right here. However, I want to use this pink, and I purchased this fabric way back in like 2016 from Michael Levine when I was out there for a Mimi G conference long ago, and I just have always held on to it because it's not a lot of fabric. I think this is only 2.5 yards of fabric, so I can only use it for lining. If there's anything left, I will make a tank or something like that, but I plan on using this, the flamingo fabric, as lining fabric for this. But this one is the line coat. So the next thing is my anniversary dress. My anniversary is December 20th. However, I'm not going to show the fabric. I'm just going to show you the pattern. So I plan on doing view A and view D for my anniversary dress, if I could get around to it, because my schedule is hectic. Even though I want to sew a anniversary dress, don't know if I'm going to be able to get around to it, but it's a thought. I already pulled the fabric out, and if I'm able to get around to it, you guys will see it after my anniversary. All right, but this is Simplicity 8548, which is one of the patterns. Now, I probably will not do the entire look on the pattern, but this will be a guide and a shell for what I want to do. All right, but this is Simplicity 8545. And the last thing that I plan on sewing is using this. Of course, this is another cozy flannel fabric from Joann's, and this I'll put the name of the fabric up on the screen. I can't remember what it's called. Yes, I do. I do remember what this is called. This is called Lilac. I'll put the name of the fabric up on the screen and in the description box below. But I want to use this as the winter coat. The pattern that I chose is Simplicity 1016 for this. Now, for the line coat, I may change because Simplicity winter patterns are out, so I might change that pattern. We will see. All right, but I want to use 1016 for the winter coat, and for the lining, I decided to go with a silky print that's polka dot. Now, I picked this up from Joann's. I'll put it up on the screen. I do not know if it's still available, but I think that would, you know, look fine together, you know, as the lining of the jacket and the main fabric of the jacket. Tell me exactly what your thoughts are on this fabric. All right, so that's everything for the coat series and my December sewing plans. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. Also, if you have not heard or picked your plans for hashtag the Little Red Dress Project, hosted by the Twilight Stitcher, which is Renata, and Talisha from Creativity by T, I advise you go to both of their channels so you can see what's going on with that Little Red Dress Project. I did show some patterns, which I'll put on the end screen of the patterns that I chose for dresses that you can do for the Little Red Dress Project. One thing I will note is you do not have to do a dress. This year it's a little different. You could do top, you could do a skirt, you could do blazers, sweaters, cardigans, what have you. You could do a dress a red dress or a red look. So be mindful of that. I will talk more about the little red dress project in an upcoming video. So until next time, keep sewing.